Hello, and welcome back to another edition of Carrie's Gardening Channel. Today is May the 1st, 2018, and I'm here with one of my knockout rose bushes. And you can see here, it's really starting to grow out for us. We're going to be feeding this today, and we're going to be clipping the dead stuff out of it. So I'm going to put the camera on the tripod, and I'll show you how we're going to feed it. Now, the plant food that I'm using is Job's Organic Knockout Rose Granular Plant Food. And this is an organic plant food. And I also fed some of my other rose bushes with a Gardens Alive, Roses Alive plant food. So I'll put links down below for the stuff that I'm going to be using today. And we're also going to be testing the soil with our pH meter here, so that we can make sure that the soil's at the adequate pH for what it needs. So we'll be right back. The wind is blowing some today. It's not as bad as it was yesterday, so we'll see what we can do. Okay, so what I'm going to actually do here is we put grass down that was cut, and I'm pulling it back so that I can get down to the soil to put the plant food around. I gotta watch here, I got jagger bushes over here. Ouch. So I'm pulling the grass clippings back. Now I am going to put them back around again, is feeding this. So I have my little rake here, and I really like this little rake. It has like a soft grippy handle to it, so I really like this rake. And then I have this little guy here. This is a little miniature one, which I'm going to be using to get in here. Now, knockout roses have a lot of thorns, and I mean they have a lot of thorns on them. Stuck. That's good enough. Okay, so I have my soil tester meter here. I'm going to clean the probe off here some. And roses should be between, okay, they don't tell me this one. As long as we're not over 7.0, we should be good. Because it's varying on my chart. So I'm putting the probe in the soil. I'm just kind of twisting it in. We're at about 6.9. Yeah, we're good. About 6.9. I am going to monitor this to make sure that it doesn't go over the 7. Because I don't want to get the pH too high, because your plants won't grow properly if the pH is too high or too low. Kind of want to find like a happy medium spot for it. Do next, I'm going to get my plant food here. And what this stuff has in it, hold on a moment here. It has your feather meal, bone meal, processed poultry manure, and sulfate of potash. So that sulfate of potash is going to help actually lower the pH. So that's going to be good for us here. And you use 1.5 cups per foot of plant spread. Now, I always cut my plant food down a little bit. So I have to go get one of my measuring cups here. Okay, I'm back. Alright. I'm going to give it about 1 cup. Now you can feed it full strength if you choose to. I just cut mine down a little bit. So I'm just sprinkling this in the soil. You can see what it looks like. And this is a 3-4-3 mix. My Roses Alive from Gardens Alive is I believe it's 3-5-3. So the middle number, which is your phosphorus, is higher. And you can see I still have this left, and I think that's enough food for it. So I don't always feed everything full strength like they say. That's just my preference. And I'm taking my rake here, my little rake, and I'm just mixing this into the soil. And we are going to be watering this because you always want to water your plants after you feed them with one of these granular type plant foods. This is should give us really nice blooms. I don't know if my hybrid tea roses made it through the winter. I have yet to see them starting to come back, so I'm thinking I may have lost them. I'm not too happy about that. I really liked my tea roses. My floribundas, they made it, but I'm pretty sure I lost my tea roses. Both of my knockout roses did live, so I'm happy about that. This thing is jaggy. So I'm going to grab my watering can and I will be right back. Okay, so I did wind up pulling the grass clippings back a little bit more so I could put a little bit more plant food around the back here. They tell you to go along the drip line, which is like where your leaves come around. I fed in a little bit closer than that. They kind of come out here some. So we're going to water it now. I have my watering can. This is rainwater that I'm using. Just getting in here and watering this up. And I will be putting the grass clippings back around again. I'll let that soak that up there. And I did already clean my pruners. I cleaned them with alcohol. I cleaned them off with alcohol so we can start trimming this up then and get all this dead junk out of there. Okay. So I'm going to start putting the grass clippings back around. Let me get my gloves here. Give it just a little bit more water here. And you should feed your roses in the spring when they first start shooting out, like this one here is with new growth. So I'm checking the drainage as the water's draining to make sure that it's draining properly. and it appears to be doing good. So I'm just putting this back around it here. This is also going to help us conserve moisture, because sometimes in the summertime it can get really dry up here. Now, one thing that you got to watch with this is that it doesn't form a mat, because if it does that, when it rains, your water's not going to be able to get down through it, and that's not going to work. So I'm breaking this up here some. And this is also going to help feed the plant, and we don't need quite as much down as what we had down due to the winter, because we were trying to protect it. So I'm just putting this around here. Oh, I got daffodils coming up. Oh dear. And this is one of the double knockout roses. Pretty sure it's a double one. I have a double pink one too that I'm going to be feeding next. But I just wanted to show you on this one here how I feed them. Okay. So time to start pruning now. So I have my pruning shears here, clippers. And I'm going to be clipping out all of the dead stuff. Like this right here, this didn't come back. And this is where a flower was on last year. So I'm cutting on an angle, and I'm just cutting that off, because this up here was dead. Up here just a little bit more. I'm cutting it at about a 45-degree angle. And what's actually going to happen, because I'm cutting it on a 45-degree angle, this bud here should shoot out for us, because I'm pretty sure this is still alive. It just didn't sprout yet. I'm going to get this one here all cleaned up here. And watch out for the thorns, because they are thorny. Ouch. Ooh. And they're really good at biting. Okay, that one's okay there. This one here. Now this one here had something on the stem that I'm not quite sure about. So before I continue cutting, I'm just going to clean my pruners here real quick again by dipping them in alcohol. I'm going to let them dry just to make sure that it wasn't something wrong with that, and I spread it, because I don't want to spread anything bad. So we're just going to let these dry here. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to clean this whole thing up, and then I'll come back and we'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so we're back, and I got this all pruned up. Now if I missed anything as it starts growing out, I'll see it and I can prune that out as well, because there's still some that are still budding out on the branches, so I don't want to take out any good growth. And yeah, hopefully it'll be blooming soon. And it's a beautiful red. So that's how I prune and feed rose bushes. So if you like my video, please like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, you can leave them below and I'll try and answer them for you. Please don't forget to hit that little notification button. I'll try to put a new video on. Thank yous for watching, and I hope you have a nice day. Bye.